A major highway here in BC has now reopened after a chaotic night. The Transportation Ministry says multiple vehicles crashed along a 100-kilometre stretch of the Coquihalla between Hope and Merritt in the BC interior after a snowstorm slammed the region yesterday. Crews worked through the night to clear the road and reopen that highway. Environment Canada is now warning of another 15 centimetres of snow that could fall on the Coque today, raising concerns of dangerous driving conditions and further closures. Our next guest was driving on that highway with his family. Chad Klassen joins us now. Chad, good to see you. We understand you were driving with your kids. You made it safely, thank goodness, before the Coquihalla was closed. What was it like to drive yesterday?
It was pretty crazy, Dan. Thanks for having me. My wife and I have been driving the Coquihalla for 14 years since we moved in the interior from the Lower Mainland. And last night was by far the worst that we've experienced. There was heavy snowfall. There was torrential rainfall first off from probably between Abbotsford and Chilliwack to Hope, and then as we got into the higher elevations, that heavy rain turned into massive snowflakes and was blowing snow, and the visibility there was up there close to the summit was next to nothing. I basically had to be my wife's second eyes as she was driving, just to make sure that we were not close to any snowbanks, or to make sure we were in the middle of the road where there was only a little section that was plowed. I know the crews worked overnight, and I'm sure they were busy last night too, but we didn't really see many snow plows, actually any. And so we had to really be careful and make sure that we didn't get in a situation where we were going to get stuck. And as you mentioned, we had our three young kids. Thankfully, our 15-month-old was sleeping and not making any ruckus or whatever. Or otherwise, the trip would have been that much more stressful. But certainly, my 7 and 4.5, 5-year-old they were feeling the anxiety and scared. And at one point, I had to hold both of their hands just to make sure that they were okay, and just to tell them that they were okay. And we just slowed it down, made sure that we were going at a good speed, and slow and steady won the race. Thankfully, we made it back to Kamloops last night.
Well, you're a good dad, and you can just imagine how we could hear parents and guardians wondering about that too, and probably replaying it in their mind. Just looking at some of this video, people weaving in and around these jackknife and stuck semis. Is that what you had to do too?
Yeah, so that video that I'm assuming that you're playing right now was just, it was past the summit. So anyone who knows the Coquihalla, kind of between Larson Hill, which is exit 250, and the Coldwater Road exit, which is exit 256. And so basically there was a line of semi-trucks that I first noticed. There was probably at least a dozen, if not more, that were waiting. And it turns out that in the left-hand lane, there was a semi up ahead that was kind of blocking a lane and a half in a bit. And so the semi trucks couldn't get by. And so us cars kind of got into the left-hand lane and then had to weave around the semi truck that I'm sure your viewers could see there. So that was kind of after the worst. The worst was like going up past the snow shed up through the summit. And then it continued along until that jackknife semi, and then thankfully the visibility got a bit better after that. But like I said, harrowing trip, and I'm just happy to get it home okay.
Yeah, I think everybody's so glad that you and others are okay in this scenario. Just to clarify for anybody, and there, that's okay. You're a busy dad, Chad. Just to clarify for us, how long does the drive normally take you, and how long did it take this time?
Yeah, so in the summertime, this is granted before we had kids, before we had to stop multiple times, but it usually take us like 3 hours, 15 minutes. Last night it took us over 6 hours. So it was basically almost twice as long. We were going like 50 to 60 kilometers an hour during those stretches where it was a little dicey. So we just wanted to get home safe, and thankfully there was a convoy of probably about 4 or 5 of us that were just sticking together, and that was kind of peace of mind for us as well.
Chad Klassen drove on the Coquihalla Highway during the storm yesterday. He and his kids are safe. We're glad to hear that. Chad, thanks for joining us. All the best. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, Dan.